Hello, Spin Snaker here with another custom figure review. Today we have got my custom Ultimate Captain America, baby. Man, I really love how this guy has come out. Really excited to show you guys. He's just what I've actually used for a lot of my size comparison videos. He's just the Hit Monkey series Ultimate Captain America figure, which is the same body mold we've seen with the Shield Agent, with the Drax, with the Punisher, with, you know, I've tweaked him in a few places, and yeah, I've come to show you guys what he's done. Now, for those of you who have a quite keen eye, will notice straight off the bat that there's a couple of things different with this guy, besides just a simple paint job. Which I'm actually very proud of, and one of which I showed in my tutorial video is my epoxy sculpt, is the scaling on his top, and it just looks really good in my opinion. You know, guys, I'm a bit biased here because, you know, the amount of effort I put into this, but I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think this looks good? And I'm going to go and zoom in a minute. I'm going to just go over quickly the things that I've actually changed. The other things that I've changed was the first thing that had to go was his holster. Now, the Ultimate Captain America, it came with a rubber holster with a rubber gun, which was all one piece. The gun didn't come out, and it was just bleh. And you got to think, why Hasbro would you do that? You've made guns and holsters in the past quite repeatedly. There's several guns that are pretty decent out there, so why would you give us this solid bit of plastic? And they've not learnt from this lesson, because with the new Captain America, is it Infinity series? I don't know, the one with the new Winter Soldier movie coming out, you get a new Baron Zemo. It's a Bucky Cap body mold. Almost identical. In fact, if anything, it's actually a US agent body mold, because he's got the long cuffs, and he's got two guns under each arm, which are a separate piece, but they're solid plastic again. They don't come out. I don't have one of them to show you. I've only seen it in a review and pictures. I will be getting one. Why, Hasbro? Just why? So there's that, unfortunately. So yeah, I've got one of these. This, I believe, was sort of one of those Metal Gear Solid 25th anniversary figures. I think this is Raiden's holster. I'm not too sure. And then I got another Bucky Cap off of eBay. I can't remember the user. It was just a random figure I picked up cheap. And he came with this pistol. And it's just a simple M1911 Colt pistol. You know, it's a classic old gun. And I figured that would probably be the gun that Cap would prefer, you know. It's one that was around in the World War II era. It's been around forever. It's one of my favourite pistols, and I figured it would go perfect with this character. So that fits into the holster very nicely, which I'll show you in a minute. You may also notice his hand is open. Now, it's not a different hand. That's actually his fist hand. I actually managed to open it, take out the thumb, give him a trigger, and then open the fingers. It was very difficult and very delicate, and it's not perfect. If I zoom on his hand quickly, if I can, if you look at his hand, the fingers are a bit bent, but he can hold a gun just fine. It takes a bit extra finessing, because, you know, it's kind of against its natural will, but it's, you know, he's holding the gun. Because something I thought was a bit weird, although he did have this really awesome punching hand, which looked absolutely cool for like punching things, they gave him a gun on his right side and gave him a trigger hand on his left side, which I thought was weird. That would be very difficult to do, to like, quick, grab the gun out of your right leg with your left hand. But so yeah, he's now got trigger hands on both hands, so I like that. As you see, he's sporting shield. This is just the shield that came with it. I haven't touched this. I was contemplating painting it, but it's a pretty good paint job. It's quite neat as well. And I have painted one before, and I just don't think it looks as good. It's still pretty nice, and I quite like it, but, you know, this is off of like, I think the first, this might be the Ultimate Captain America off of Series 8, or it might actually be from the Series 1 Captain America. I can't remember. Their shield didn't really change. Either way, you know, that's what that is. So I didn't actually go changing the figure. So I'm going to take off his shield. Now I'm trying to be careful because I haven't varnished this guy, because I'm having problems getting hold of my varnish right now. So this paint might come off in this thing, and I'm hoping it doesn't. So this classic standard shield comes with a peg, so it can go into his back really nicely, just like that. Except I've done it the wrong way around. Goes in a lot easier if you do it that way, with the claw going down. Still got the peg hole. And then we'll take this off and let's have a look at this sculpting that I've done. Like I said, I'm really pleased with how this comes out. I think it looks very cool. As you saw in my tutorial video. Oh no, a bit of paint bleed. Oh, I'll have to tidy that up. I sculpted all of this on his back to make it look like scales. I didn't do the shoulders, and I did do it with practice with a different joint about cutting it in with a knife, and it just didn't look that good, so I've left it. If I can figure something down in the future, if anyone has any suggestions for how I can continue this onto the shoulders, please let me know. I'd love to hear from that. But I'm very proud and happy with how that's come out. I think it looks ridiculously good. Really happy. I've given him a nice dry brush paint all over, so the scales, the grey, it's got grey under his arms, grey legs, and then the boots. I've given them a nice dry brush and painted the laces and given some black soles. But it's quite interesting about dry brushing. I'm going to go over it again in my next video for my Wolverine, which I'm currently doing and showing you guys. Is when I first put this on, it almost looked brown, and I really liked it. But I wanted to give him a bit more of a red, so I kept going layer after layer after layer until I got the red I wanted. And it's a dark red. It looks quite bright in this video, but I've got bright light shining on it. But really, it's quite a dark red. Got a nice bit of muscle sculpt coming under there. You know, I'm really happy with how all these sculpts, all this painting has come out. Very happy with it. I used my my masking tape to tidy these lines up a bit with the painting, because it's such a red, white, and red and white are such different colours to paint straight after each other. I just did like masking tape, white, masking tape, red. It kept it really nice. I did a bit of masking tape across the top here to keep the blue separate, and that is now my go-to tool when painting. It's just so useful. As you see, I've added the little bucket cap knife here, which I've also painted. Give it a nice shiny finish with a black handle. So that's pretty cool. Just simply glued that onto his belt. And you may also notice his belt is missing the extra attachments. Well, I will go into that in a bit. Because as much as I thought it was really cool, he had like this whole pocket and grenades and things coming down here, it really hinders his articulation. And then finally, before we go into his articulation, the only thing I've really changed, which I showed you in a couple of my videos, is his crutch. He has the hobby joints. Let me just grab them. He has these. He's got one of them going across and two of these in each leg. So he's got T-cut hips, and he's got epoxy sculpt to cover it all over and just smooth it out. And I think it looks really good. Very happy with how the hips come out, and the articulation is just really cool. Speaking of which, the head is exactly the same as if you've got this figure, you know what it is. Just the only thing that's different really is the hips, but we'll go over it anyway. The head is on a ball, so you can go all the way up to there, all the way down to there, full 360 degrees around. Shoulders on ball discs, so they can go up all the way to there. Rotation all the way around. Bicep rotation, full 360 degrees. Double jointed elbow, so you can bend it depending how you pose the muscles. Probably your best bend is that. That's quite cool. And he's got a glove cut just here. Full 360 degrees, nothing at the wrist. He's got an ab crunch, so it can go down to there and back to there. And I painted right under there as well, just want to show you that. Now the figure does normally come with a waist cut, but as I've had to dismantle these, that is gone on mine, so I've glued mine. So this one doesn't have a waist cut. T-cut hips, as I said, he's got a Spartan kick of that, and he's got a split kick of, let's get his arm out of the way, that. So that's really happy with that. And he's got a double in the knee. He's got a kind of upper thigh pivot. I'm going to say pivot. It's not really a rotation due to the ball. You can kind of do that, not a lot. So I have lost the upper thigh rotation, but I don't care for that joint. And I was saying double jointed knee, which goes to there. Then he's got a boot cut, full 360 degrees there. he's got ankle point from there to there, and then as short as Prime said, the beautiful ankle pivot. I'm not that actually overwhelmed by these. I'm not quite sure why he really is. They are quite useful for posing. You can get some really good like stances out of them. But yeah, you know, they're there. So great range of articulation. Just stand him up straight. Legs go right in together as well. And I'll grab my tape measure. I'm not going to do many size comparisons. Just do a couple. He stands about just under 6.5 inches tall. That's at eye level. And for a few size comparisons, the only figure I've really got, well, I'm supposed to do an Iron Man. Here's Hyperion. Here's a Heroic Age Iron Man, and that's pretty much as close as his legs go together. So, and I'm looking for him, but he's not in my box. But same sculpt, apart from opposite hand. Here is Iron Patriot. So there's some commercial figures you can buy. Also in the background you can see that here there's some Sentinels. I thought I'd add them as borders for my little display going on here. I think they look pretty cool. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep them, but they look funky for now. But while we're going for size comparisons, here we have him next to the Ultimate, my custom Ultimate 4. And as I've just reviewed, my custom Ultimate Hulk, I'm just getting a standing position where he stands up a bit more. And he's not going to fit on the camera. So really happy how my Ultimates are currently looking. As you guys saw in one of my other videos, I've got an Iron Man who's just needing a paint job, and he's finished along with Wolverine, but he's not actually in the Ultimates. I'm going to get work on a Hawkeye. I haven't decided if I want to go for his classic purple or his Ultimates classic black and red, or his Ultimates free story arc purple costume, because I did think that was really cool. Didn't like it when it first came out, but it's grown on me a lot. Now, as I said, his gun does come out. Just going to pop that out there. And see, his finger got a bit mashed last night. Had to reheat this up. It kind of closed on itself. And this, as I said, just pops straight into this holster, and it goes in there just fine. Haven't painted this gun. It was exactly how it came. I love it. Don't know what figure it's from. If anybody recognises this, it's not from Marvel, a Metal Gear Solid. It's just like I said, it's a standard Colt M1911. I believe that's what it's called. Feel free to correct me. And I don't actually recognise where it's from, but it looks really good. Let's put that back in its holster, in his holster. You can hold a shield on either wrist still with a little clip. But due to the lack of paint, I'm trying to be really careful when I attach this. Now, I'm going to show you one little thing which I've kind of kept a bit hidden. I mentioned it briefly, but secretly, when I was doing this sculpt on his chest. Oh, my gripes about this figure. I will go over that. The star, I wish I got it a bit more accurate. It looks okay, but the top point looks a bit wide. Not massive fan of that. There was another gripe I had with it. Nope, can't think of it. While I'm here though, you can exchange the heads for the Steve Rogers Super Soldier head. As I said in my actual review for that figure, it is fundamentally the same jawline and the same head sculpt under the mask. So it looks really cool if you want a maskless Captain America. They're different skin tones. Oh, that's one of my gripes, I remember now. They're different skin tones, unfortunate. And I probably will do a paint job. Like this one's got a nice... What's the full? Right, there you go. This one has actually got like a bit of shading in the skin tone. And there's my gripe right there. To paint this mask, I put masking tape over the eyes. That was very hard, and I used my X-Acto knife to cut the shape out of them. And I also did it over the nose and the face and the ears, and then I did the dry brushing effect on the actual mask itself. I think it looks really cool. Really happy with how that's come out. But my minor gripe is, you see that little bit of black just there? That's not a bit of paint. That's actually the flesh tone has been chipped somehow. I don't know if I've done that in my customizing or if it's just the figure. I bought it. I cannot remember, and now I can't zoom out. There we go. But you should be able to, if I pick this up, and while I've got them side by side, you should be able to see that the face, the jawline is almost identical. So this is definitely a great head for a unmasked Captain America. Now I've got one last thing to show you, and yeah, I hope you guys love it. Back in a sec. Okay, and this is my big surprise. I've been trying to hide really difficultly, trying to hide this. I basically kitted him up for war. In one of the stories, I think it was the end of the first wave story arc of the Ultimates, he's actually pretty much kitted up with like guns and jackets and helmets and so forth, and this is fundamentally what that is. And I've actually, as I've just said, helmets, I just thought I've got the Shield Agent helmet, which I probably could paint into match this, which I might do, but for now, yeah, I thought I'd just really kit him out. He's got his coat, which comes with the figure, and this was his belt, which came along here. As you can see, I've just attached it to the jacket. And you're probably thinking, oh man, why would you do that? Now it's going to be impossible to get on. Well, I've been a bit clever about it. I've only attached it here, so it's actually not attached under there, so it's a free floating piece, so it looks like it's going around him, but in fact it's just attached to the jacket on one side, so it doesn't really get in the way when you're posing or putting the jacket on. Second thing is, God, I don't even know where to start. I've given him this light machine gun here, which is from the Punisher, yeah, Marvel Legends series guard. You know, I got mine the Urban Legends box set, which came with the Daredevil, the Spider-Man, the Elektra, and the Punisher, and that's where I got that from. No, I'm mistaken. That I believe is from the movie Punisher, which was in series, oh god, I don't know, the Thomas Jane one. I can't remember. These bullets were just from some random figure which I've just glued in there. I've shown you the pistol already. This is Mystique's little MP5 with a nice paint job. I'm actually quite proud of this. I think this looks really nice. Quick little bit of zoom on this. There you go. Just think that looks really cool. Gave it a nice undercoat of black with just a silver dry brush over top. I'm using dry brush everywhere now. I just think it's such a great technique, and it looks quite worn and quite rough and quite manky. And then give him a little red scope thing for like a bit of infrared or whatever. Really love how this comes out. Just think that looks superb. Fits in his hand quite nicely. This is the standard Marvel Legends come off. There we go. This is the standard Marvel Legends M4 carbine assault rifle with some attachments. I've given him a scope off of a gun. I forget which one. I honestly have no idea. I did this years ago. And then the grenade launcher came off of the Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake's Famous, along with this strap. Just glued this strap on so he can hold it over his shoulder. Haven't painted this at all. This is literally just parts, so I didn't think it needed a paint. I think that looks absolutely fine. Really happy about that. That also fits in his hands just fine. Disarm him. See, he's got his shield on his back, but if I remove his shield, you can also see there's the pocket which was here. I've attached that to the back of his jacket, because these kind of things, if I'm mistaken, I believe they're basically Velcro straps, and I've seen in a lot of the army people was they use these to attach pockets and things, so that's why I've done that. And as you can see underneath, we have the Desert Eagle, which came with the Bucky cap, which does not want to come out. Wow, that's really in there. I'm trying not to break it. There we go. Wow, that's really in there. I'm quite sure it's so tight. Again, this time I've kind of gone the reverse of the MP5. I've given it a silver undercoat with a little black dry brush. Very light black dry brush. I wanted to keep the shininess of the silver, but at the same time I wanted to make it look worn and a bit battered, because it's good. Again, fits in his hands really nice. It's a bit of a bigger handle, but fits just nice. And I've shown you the dagger already. Doing a quick close up on that. Give it a silver butt. And then this one I didn't touch. And that's pretty much all the weapons he's got. And then he's got the grenades on the front. So I just quickly tilt forward. So, yeah, that's my Ultimate Captain America. Really love how this guy has come out, and I'm so happy that I'm finally finished him. It's not been that difficult. It's the hard thing has been, like with my Hulk, has been this time and decisions. I wasn't sure if I wanted to try and do the scales or not. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make all these attachments. I wasn't sure if I wanted to cut the belt off. I wasn't sure if I wanted to add these extra weapons. I wasn't sure if I wanted to, you know, I just wasn't sure. Oh, the belt also does clip. I forgot to say when I put it just at the water bottle there. You want to clip that and it comes straight off, so I can have them completely au naturel, so to speak. But I am really happy with how this guy looks, and I think he's going to look absolutely awesome on my shelf sporting all these weapons. It's just going to look ridiculous. Like, just going to get into a quick little action posy. Do some ankle rocker, shortness. Incidentally, let me know what you think about the sandals, firstly, because I don't know if I want to keep them or not. I just thought I'd try a bit of something different. And I have a Facebook, which I've started to add like some more pictures and some more of these videos. I don't know how well it's going to take off. But so far it's going pretty good. Quite enjoying it. So if you want to add me on your Facebook, I'll leave a link in below, see how well that picks off. And yeah, there you go. That is my custom Ultimate Captain America. I hope you guys all liked it. I've enjoyed thoroughly doing it. And I'm happy that he's done. Ironically, Captain America is not my favourite superhero. I'm not really that big on him. I do quite like the movie of him, and I think he's good in the Ultimate Avengers cartoons, and I think he was good in the Avengers movie, and I've enjoyed him in the actual Ultimate comics and every other comic I've read of him. But he's not someone that I'd really like go out of my way to really like, oh wow, Captain America. But I don't know, I think making this figure has definitely made me a bit more of a fanboy about him. He's a cool character, you know. There's not really much you can't like about him. He's very patriotic. Anyway, as per usual, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Please leave your comments below. Please subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Bye bye.